Israel Adesanya is an incredible fighter. He's not only known for his incredible fighting skills, but also for his flamboyant personality. Inside the octagon, he's known for his flashy striking techniques and showmanship. He often taunts his opponents with insults, dance moves, and other unorthodox gestures. Outside the octagon, he is a master of social media. He uses his platforms to engage with fans and promote his fights with humor, wit, and a larger-than-life persona. He's been known to wear outrageous outfits, including a pink suit with a feather boa and a cowboy hat, and has even appeared on the cover of a fashion magazine. He's also a lover of video games, anime, and other pop culture staples. These are often incorporated into his public persona. Critics have accused him of being too focused on his image and not enough on his fighting though. But Adesanya has shown that he can back up his bravado with some of the most impressive performances in MMA history. He's had a couple of victories that were so good, they actually shocked fans. For instance, in October 2019, Israel Adesanya and Robert Whittaker fought in Melbourne, Australia. The middleweight championship was on the line at UFC 243. Adesanya's striking was on another level that night. He used his length and precision to keep Whittaker at bay. The last style bender landed a series of jabs and leg kicks that visibly hurt the champion. In the second round, Adesanya threw a left hook that landed flush on Whittaker's chin. The champ crashed onto the canvas. Adesanya followed up with a right cross that sealed the knockout victory. And of course, the UFC middleweight championship. The win was a changing of the guard in the middleweight division. Whittaker had held the title since 2017. Remember, the Nigerian-born Adesanya had only been in the UFC for just over a year. Then, Israel Adesanya did it again at UFC 253. This time, he faced off against Paulo Costa in September 2020. It was a highly anticipated matchup between the reigning middleweight champion and an undefeated knockout artist. Adesanya dominated the fight from start to finish. His famous range kept Costa hunting for an opening, but to no avail. In the second round, Adesanya landed a head kick. He followed up with a barrage of strikes that sent Costa crashing to the canvas. This resulted in a TKO victory for Adesanya. The knockout victory over Costa will always be remembered as one of the most impressive performances of Adesanya's career. It showcased his precision and technical skill against a dangerous opponent. Then there was his knockout victory over Derek Brunson in November 2018. It was a turning point in his UFC career. Adesanya dominated the striking department from the opening bell. He landed a head kick that stunned Brunson. A barrage of strikes followed, and that resulted in a knockout victory. Strange to think that we haven't been talking about Israel Adesanya for all that long. He only made his UFC debut in February 2018. By July of the same year, he was headlining the Ultimate Fighter 27 finale against Brad Tavares. Tavares was a seasoned veteran with more than 20 fights in the UFC. Adesanya was a rising star with a perfect record of 13-0 in kickboxing and MMA. From the opening bell, Adesanya showed why he was considered one of the most exciting prospects in the UFC. He used his slick footwork to keep Tavares guessing. His jabs were rapier sharp, and his leg kicks hurt the Hawaiian. Tavares kept trying to close the distance and take Adesanya down, but the Nigerian-born striker was too elusive and too quick for him. As the first round wore on, Adesanya began to find his rhythm. He landed a head kick that snapped Tavares back, and in typically Adesanya style, he followed with a series of strikes that sent the Hawaiian crashing to the canvas. A barrage of ground and pound sealed the knockout victory. He earned a $50,000 performance of the night bonus in that fight. But being as flamboyant as he is, controversy also follows this amazing fighter around. In March 2021, he came under fire for making a transphobic comment during a press conference. This was ahead of his UFC 259 fight against Jan Blachowicz. Adesanya was asked about his interest in moving up to heavyweight to fight John Jones. He said, "I'll still f him up, but I'll just have to I'll have to do it as a woman. The comment was immediately criticized by members of the LGBTQ+ community and their allies. These folks pointed out that it was both transphobic and misogynistic. Adesanya later apologized for the comment, stating that he never meant to offend anyone. His flamboyant and confident personality often manifests in his pre-fight antics and trash talk. One way he has been known to get under his opponent's skin is by mocking them, and he does this with gestures, facial expressions, or other forms of taunting. In a 2019 fight, Adesanya faced off against his idol and fellow middleweight legend Anderson Silva. Throughout the fight, Adesanya paid tribute to Silva by imitating his signature moves. This included the spider pose and the side-to-side head movement. Some criticized Adesanya for disrespecting Silva. Others saw it as a nod to his hero and a display of admiration. When Adesanya faced off against wrestler Derek Brunson at UFC 230 in 2018, all kinds of fireworks went off. In the lead up to the fight, he mocked Brunson's wrestling background. He pretended to shoot takedowns and then quickly backed away. During the fight, Adesanya continued to taunt Brunson with similar movements. This frustrated the wrestler. He got angry, and getting frustrated in the octagon doesn't help. Brunson got knocked out in the first round. In 2020, Adesanya faced off against Brazilian powerhouse Paulo Costa. Adesanya mocked Costa's muscular physique before the fight, calling him the human jar of mayo. During the fight, Adesanya's taunting continued. It culminated in a memorable hump celebration after knocking Costa out in the second round. There was plenty of bad blood between them already, and the taunting obviously didn't help. Adesanya dominated the fight and knocked Costa out in the second round. After the knockout, Adesanya celebrated in a unique and controversial way. He jumped in the air and performed a pelvic thrust while facing toward Costa's corner. It appeared as if he was simulating a act. The gesture quickly went viral on social media and drew criticism from fans, fellow fighters, and even UFC president Dana White. Israel Adesanya is undoubtedly one of the most dominant and exciting fighters in the UFC today, and it all happened very quickly for him. His unique blend of striking techniques, athleticism, and showmanship has made him a fan favorite, and his impressive record speaks for itself: 23-0. He has cemented himself as one of the greatest fighters in the middleweight division and beyond. But his success is about more than just his fighting skills. He's a savvy marketer and an engaging personality, and he's brilliant at using his platform to connect with fans and promote the sport in new and exciting ways. His flamboyant persona and willingness to speak his mind have made him a lightning rod for controversy at times. But there's no denying his impact on the sport of MMA. As Adesanya continues to defend his middleweight title and take on new challengers, fans can expect to see more of his electrifying performances both inside and outside the octagon. We'll catch you in the next video, folks.